All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the December Power Hour. It's our final Power Hour of the year. Sorry about the little snafu at the beginning. Hope I didn't confuse anybody. I put the wrong timer on to start. So I fixed it mid-time, but hopefully nobody's out there writing and they're like, oh, we skipped the introduction. So yeah, sorry about that. I was multitasking, and that's what happens when you multitask. So let's see who is with us here. So Ty from Colorado. Hello, Ty. Martha from Texas. Hello, Martha. Good to see you. Tony Horror Writer. Hey, from Knoxville. All right. And Martha is drinking coffee, always drinking coffee, and working on the sequel to my first book. It's slow going. All right. Well, hey, good luck, and hopefully you get some progress on the book here today. And we have a new listener, LeView Loop. Hopefully I said your name correctly. What is this Power Hour thing about? Well, I will explain very shortly. So stick with us. This is a community gathering, and everybody is welcome. So we have a newbie, so I will give my typical spiel here pretty soon. And Greblox, working on final edits on my urban fantasy novel and drinking a beer because it's 7 p.m. in Turkey. Awesome. Well, hey, Greblox, you're working on those final edits. Looks like you're coming around the finish line. It's good stuff. All right, Deborah, working on World War II romance and drinking juice. And Ishin. All right, Ishin made it. All right, welcome. Vanessa Jones is in the house. Hello, Vanessa. And Drone Pro is drinking black coffee, which I need some black coffee this morning, that is for sure. And Stacy Coates is here as well. David Briscoe from the UK, working on Modern Gothic Ghost Story today. And glad to have you here, David. And it's almost 4 p.m. here in London. Yes, I know. I always say good morning, and I always forget there's folks across the pond. So, all right. LeView Loop, I'm not drinking anything right now. I'm going to pour me some orange juice because I haven't had breakfast yet. All right. Nothing wrong with that. And Abigail here from Wisconsin. We got a full house today. This is good stuff. DCJ is here. Yahoo Palacios Gonzalez is here from Miami. Awesome. And Abigail is new as well. All right. So we got some new people here. This is great. So let me give my typical spiel. All of my Power Hour veterans, just bear with me here for a minute. So Power Hours, we do the first Saturday of every month. This is a live stream. I come live, and we get together and we work on any work in progress that you're working on, whether it be a novel, a nonfiction book, poetry, scripts, essays. We've had people work on everything here. If you want to work on something that's not writing, that's okay too. But we do this for 90 minutes. And so what I do is I put a timer on the screen, and the timer counts down from 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, we do as much as we possibly can. And then at the end of that 20 minutes, we come back on, we shoot the breeze, we celebrate each other's victories and successes in that 20 minutes. And I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have about writing, marketing, publishing, you name it, right? And then we do it for another 20 minutes, and then we break, and then we do it for another 20 minutes, and then we do it 3 times. That's why I call it a Power Hour, because it's technically 90 minutes. So there's going to be some nice music on the screen, and I always change the visuals every, not every session, but every couple of sessions, just kind of to match the season. And this is a great opportunity to get some things done. So if anybody comes on and they're like, what is this? Now you can give them the spiel, and you can, back me up in the comments while the music's playing and all that good stuff. So, okay. And, thank you for setting me straight. Your pronunciation was all right. You can call me Lou. Okay. The P is silent. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. Yes, I need to work on my French. Okay. And all right. Good stuff. So A couple of announcements, just a few things that I want to let everybody know. I have a new speaking event that I'll be at. I will be in London next year at the London Book Fair. So if anybody is going to be in London and you're going to be at the London Book Fair, let me know. I would love to say hello. It'd be a good time. So I'm going to be there with the Alliance of Independent Authors. I think I'm speaking with Joanna Penn and Orna Ross on a few things, and there's going to be a couple of other events and panels and stuff there as well. So I'd love to meet my friends across the pond if you're going to be at the London Book Fair. The other thing I want to let everybody know is that last month I talked about a Kickstarter that I'm working on. I'm not getting any monetary value from this. I'm just in it, and I'm in a short story anthology, and the editors are doing the Kickstarter to raise some money. So the Kickstarter has funded, which is super successful. And one of the stretch goals is that there will now be an audiobook of all of the stories. So, really cool narrator is going to narrate my story. I have a story called The Goddess of Crime. It's in here. And if anybody is interested, it ends in like 12 days. It ends just before Christmas. So if you would like to get a copy, ebook, audio, paperback, there's some other really cool features, backer calls on Zoom, that sort of stuff. Definitely check it out. All right. So, and then just a reminder, I've got, a standing offer. Anybody that wants to buy any of my books directly, you can do that at authorlevelup.com/books. Just click the button on any of my book pages that says buy books from me directly, and just use the code, get 15% off as a thank you for coming today. All right. So take a look at the comments. Oh, and David, yes. Okay. So you have to let me know, David, if you're going to be at London Book Fair, just reach out. I don't know if we've emailed or had correspondence in the past, but Michael at authorlevelup.com. Just let me know dates and all that. Drone Pro, it will be in March. March 11th, I think, is the start of the London Book Fair. So for sure, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure the 11th, and then I'm not sure what the rest of the stuff is. There's a writer summit that's like specifically for writers on the 11th. So I should have some more details, hopefully in the next few weeks. Okay. And then Drone Pro says, okay, cool. Well, Drone Pro, you have to reach out. So if there's enough people, maybe we'll do something at like a pub or something. It'll be fun. Okay. So, well, I think it's that time, everybody. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to put the music on the screen. Apologies, you're going to hear a few of the same songs you heard at the beginning of the stream, but they were good songs. So we'll get the music on the screen. 20 minutes on the countdown. Good luck, everybody, and we'll be back in 20. Okay. First session is in the books. Let me know how everyone did. All right. And so for the newcomers, what we do is we like to post our word counts in the chat, and then we can kind of celebrate that. So if you were writing, let us know what you were able to accomplish, whether it be word counts or if you were editing and maybe you got through 2 pages, or whatever your progress or your milestone is. Be sure to put that in the comments. And while that's coming in, I do want to give you guys another announcement. So I cannot say anything. I'm going to be extremely vague and extremely cryptic because I'm under an embargo that is going to lift, I think, like Wednesday. But I can tell you that Wednesday, you may want to watch my channel at noon, because if any of you have been interested in some of the AI editing tools that I've been talking about on this channel, all I'm going to say is you may want to watch my next video. I can't say any more than that, unfortunately. But yes, you may want to watch my next video. Wednesday, December 6th. The video is going to go live at noon. So this video covers something that has been a game changer for me. It's a tool that I now use every day, and I think that almost all of you watching will benefit from it in some way. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm not going to be cryptic anymore. So let's see what everybody got done here. Martha, okay, 326 words and lots of edits. Nicely done. Abigail, feeling great. That is good, because Abigail, what I like to say is that if you feel good when the words are coming out, then the words are going to be good. So it's good stuff. All right. Hey, Jonathan, joining late. Good morning. Good morning, Jonathan. And good to see you. And Ty, 450. That is a good number. And Deb, plotting Act 2. All right. And Lou made 2 peanut butter toasts. They could have been longer in the toaster. Well, hey, progress is progress. And Drone Pro outlined 3 chapters. Okay. And then David Briscoe almost finished the scene I'm working on, 364 words done. And Gussie, oh yeah, it is very exciting. I was grinning ear to ear in the production of this video. It just makes a huge difference. So more to come. All right, Bling Cicero. I like that name. I'm at work. Okay. Never mind. We never had this conversation. Gussie. Okay, I've been editing with Pro Writing Aid. Nice. Deborah, yeah, with Wednesday, noon Central Time. Yep, noon Central Time. That's when this new video is going to go live. Okay, Abigail, I'm on a walk generating ideas. Hey, that's cool. I love walking. Like, that's my favorite, one of my favorite things to do. So I'm sure that was really fruitful. Yeah, I've been walking and writing lately. So like, I'm writing this novel that I'm working on right now. It's like book 6, I think, in my Good Necromancer series, and I've almost written the whole thing either while walking my dog or on a treadmill. So there's just something about moving. I don't know what it is. It's kind of awesome. Okay. Greblox, going through my comments such as check eye color. Oh, I've been there. Okay, I have 30 more to go for a book of 204,000 words. Wow, you're making really good progress. I mean, for a book that long to be in the final stretches is a really big accomplishment. So really good stuff. You'll have to let us know when you publish it, because I know you've been working on this one for a while. Okay. And Yahoo Palacios Gonzalez, I'm actually working on reviewing the order of the chapters in my first draft and fixing Scrivener based on Michael Scrivener's YouTube video. Oh, well, cool. Yeah, Scrivener is good stuff. So good luck with that. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, Scrivener is awesome. Okay, Lou, speaking of these AI tools, what are your thoughts on artists losing their minds and throwing a temper tantrum over the use of AI? I didn't mean, I put an extra word in there that you didn't put in there, but over the use of AI. I mean, I think they have valid concerns. I really do. I think that the AI companies, they did not do this the right way. And let me take this back. Midjourney and Stable Diffusion did not do it the right way when they built the model, and they trained the model on work that, quite frankly, they did not have permission to use. I'm someone who is very pro AI art, but even I have to recognize that, that ethically there's some issues there, and I think that's going to ultimately work itself out in the courts. Now, Adobe and there's another company that's escaping me. They have done it the right way, and I think OpenAI DALL-E has also done it the right way, where they trained their AI art models on works that you have permission to use. And in fact, they are offering a legal guarantee that if you get sued, or if, you get accused of any sort of copyright infringement, then they'll protect you. I think ultimately, if I was going to use any work commercially from AI art, it would be through OpenAI or, through Adobe, because you've got, multi-billion-dollar corporations that are standing behind their work. But yeah, I think the artists have some valid concerns. I think some of the issues that they've brought up against AI art, I don't think are valid. Ultimately, I think the technology is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. I think as authors and as people who intend to use the software, I think ultimately we've got to be careful to make sure that we're using it in a way that's ethical, in a way that doesn't infringe on anyone's copyrights, and in a way that, frankly, we wouldn't want somebody to infringe on our own copyrights in the future if there was an AI model that got trained on our works, which, that technically has happened. But yeah, so anyway, long story short, it is what it is. The future's here, and you can't unring the bell. But yeah, I think AI art is great, and I'm looking forward to the day when we get some character consistency. There's two things I'm waiting on. The first thing is character consistency, meaning you can generate the same model in different poses, because that's going to be a game changer for fiction. And then also being able to output the art in a layered Photoshop file. I think those are the final two stones that if you can get those done, then everything changes overnight. Okay. Oh, Ty, great. You'll be at Superstars in Colorado Springs. Awesome. Oh, yeah. I'm teaching a skills lab. So very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you as well. So definitely reach out and we can connect. So I'll be at Superstars in Colorado Springs, guys. Anyone interested, let me know. Okay. Why don't we jump into our next session? Because I was rambling a little bit there. We'll get 20 minutes on the clock, and then we will be back in 20. Good luck. Okay. Second session is on the books. Want to know how everybody did? Let me know what your progress was. We'll take a look at some questions and things that popped in the chat. Okay, first question is from Abigail. How do I approach a local publisher to publish my book? The publishing company is aware of me. I did a mentorship with them a few years back, looking for a few ideas to approach them. Well, Abigail, I'm a self-published guy through and through, so I'm probably not the best guy to ask about approaching a traditional publisher. What I don't know is if this publisher is one of the big six, if they're a smaller publisher, that sort of thing. I think if it's one of the big six, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't really have any experience on that route. If it's a smaller publisher, then you might just want to send a letter saying, "Hey, we met on this date. I had a mentorship with you on this date. Here's a sample of my work. Would be interested in learning more." But Abigail, you have to know where my sympathies lie. I'm a self-published guy. I'm a big believer in that, just because I've read a ton of traditionally published books, and I'm just not convinced that, aside from a few benefits that they offer, I'm just not convinced that they can do better for you than you can do for yourself. So just take my advice with a grain of salt. Okay, Martha says, for AI art, you can get character consistency with AI art now. You just have to name your best results. In Midjourney, you use the request envelope feature. Yeah, I think I tried that a couple times, and it was with varying success, so I may take a look at it again. I did see that the Midjourney team did announce that they are improving the character consistency. That's supposed to be coming sometime in, I think, the first quarter. So yeah, I'm very much interested in that, Martha. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, and then also you don't have to worry about copyright issues as much if you use photographs you take yourself. Yeah, I agree. I just am a terrible photographer, so that'll never happen. But yeah, that point is well taken. Okay. All right, we're seeing some progress here. Martha, 230 words and lots more editing. Okay, awesome. Gussie edited another chapter. Jonathan, 230 words. Ty, 483. Okay, Abigail, small publisher. Yeah, so that would probably be what I would do. I would just reach out to them and see what they say. Okay, Lou, I got back into that character introduction for an online horror project. I wrote about a sentence in 2 very short paragraphs. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Okay, where are we at here? I lost my place in the comments. Okay, Drone Pro outlined 1 chapter. Greblocks, for formatting an ebook, which do you recommend, Vellum or Atticus? I bought Atticus, but to be frank, it's real glitchy. Yeah, they're still working out some things with Atticus. If you have a Mac, I would probably recommend Vellum. If you don't have a Mac, I would recommend Atticus. Now, what a lot of people don't know is if Atticus for whatever reason doesn't work for you, what a lot of people don't know is there is a way to run Vellum on a Windows machine. The way that you do it is you can do what's called renting a Mac in the cloud, and it's not perfect. I think the service I used once just to experiment was called Mac in Cloud. I think you pay, so much per month, but Vellum is supported on that. So basically, you log into a browser and you can access a virtual Mac desktop from there, and you can use Vellum. It's not really ideal, but yeah, I mean, I think Atticus is great. I think they're going through some growing pains for sure. They haven't been around that long, but yeah, if you've got a Mac, definitely I would go with Vellum. Okay. Deborah says, did some editing. And David says, 442 words, and my bar scene is almost complete. Think I'll be finished with the scene by the end of the last sprint today. Nice. Okay, Drone Pro, the perennial question, pantser or plotter, and why? Well, I am a pantser for sure. And the reason I am a pantser is because it just gives me so much more joy than writing, than outlining. All right. So one of the most popular videos on my channel is a video I did on how to outline a novel. So my first 10 novels I outlined, and I outlined them with, different methods. So I understand outlining more than probably the average person, and I get it. But what I can tell you is that when I switched to pantsing, or I should say when I switched to discovery writing, writing without an outline, because I know we got some people across the pond that, pantsing doesn't carry the same connotation as it does here in the States. But writing without an outline, it freed me up so much more. It was more challenging in the beginning because I didn't know what was going to happen, but I found that if I didn't know what was going to happen, that made it a lot more interesting for the reader. All right, and that's just in a 30-second nutshell why I prefer pantsing. I have 1,000 other reasons, and in fact, if you're interested, I just released an audiobook from my book, The Pocket Guide to Pantsing, which is my guide to writing without an outline. And it's on my YouTube channel. It's like one of the last videos I did. So I narrated that audiobook myself. It's available. It's only on YouTube. It's not anywhere else. But you can listen to that, and you can listen to more of my reasons why I'm all into the pantsing camp. Okay, Martha says, I use Vellum. I love it. Yeah, Vellum is great. Oh, and by the way, if anybody doesn't know, Vellum is on sale right now. So Vellum is not cheap. It's like $300. It's like 30% off. So if anybody's interested, authorlevelup.com/Vellum, you can save 30%. I'll just throw my link in there. So yeah, if anybody is interested, check that out for sure. Okay, Lou, I wonder if it's possible to create a Mac virtual machine and use it for Vellum. Yes, you can. Well, I think that's what I just described. You might be talking about something slightly different. I'm not aware of being able to create a Mac virtual machine. Windows virtual machines have been around for years. I use one on my computer, and so I run Windows on my Mac, and I run the application side by side, and it works great. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. I'm not sure you can do it the other way around, but you certainly can use like the service I talked about, Mac in Cloud. And that will allow you to basically run a Mac virtual machine, but it's going to cost you some money. Okay. David Briscoe. Yeah. Some laughing emojis at the pantsing thing. Yeah. It is pretty funny. I've had some people that have been vehemently against the term pantsing, and I don't know. It just, so I try to say discovery writing without an outline, so that because the word pants, my understanding is the word pants in UK English is underwear, whereas over here it's trousers, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. But yeah, I have that audiobook. It's available. I narrated it last month. So that was a good time. So, all right. Another thing, I do have a new audiobook coming out, a new series coming out, my fiction Chicago Rat Shifter series that is being narrated as we speak. And I think I am going to release that on YouTube, at least the first book. So that whole series I actually wrote Into the Dark or Pantsing. So that's why. I mean, I guess enjoy pantsing. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any other comments in here. So you guys know, ask all the questions you want. But why don't we go ahead and jump into our final session, and then we'll stay on, shoot the breeze, for as long as you guys want. All right. So let's get 20 minutes on the clock, and let's go. Okay. We did it, everybody. We got to the end of a power hour. This is the end of 2023. It's crazy, man. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around. I mean, this year just flew by. I mean, every year flies by, but yeah, I mean, next time we talk, we're going to be talking next year. So, okay. Questions came in, but first, for all of our new folks, let me know how you did. All right. So, what did you get accomplished today? And then looking forward, what is your goal? One goal that you have for the rest of the weekend. All right. Just set goals. It's scientifically proven that when you write your goals down, you are more likely to achieve them. So this will hopefully help you with that. Okay. Deb asks, what's the YouTube link for your pantsing book? It is on my channel. It is the last video I did. So just go to Author Level Up. I could put a link, but sometimes YouTube gets really weird with posting links. So I don't want to post it and then you can't see it. So yeah, just check. It's right there on the channel, Deb. And I think it's about 4.5 hours. Okay. Ty asks, where do you go to find ARC readers? That's Advanced Reader Copy readers. Or advanced reading copy readers. Is NetGalley or BookSirens a good place? Yeah, I have not used NetGalley, Ty. The expense of NetGalley has always kind of driven me away. BookSirens is great though. I like BookSirens a lot. I would highly recommend them. They're pretty affordable and I've gotten pretty good results. Also, there's another service that's very similar. It's a competitor called BookSprout. You could check them out as well. I had some pretty good results with both of those. So yeah, other than that, the best place to start with ARC readers is in your existing community. So if you've got a mailing list, I would send out an email to your mailing list and let them know that you're looking for ARC readers, because they're going to be way more engaged and way more interested than somebody off the street, the proverbial street, so to speak, who may not be familiar with your work. So I would if you've got a community, I would always start in your community first. Okay, another question from Ty. Do you use Goodreads as an author? And if so, what specifically do you use it for? I do not use Goodreads as an author. I really never have. And it's really not, I guess, there's really no reason for it. It's just never been on my radar. But I do know someone who has had very good luck with Goodreads. Alessandra Torre, I'll put her name in the chat. She does like, I think it's regular webinars, and I think they're free. And I think it's like an hour-long webinar where she goes over how she uses Goodreads. And she's like a Goodreads wizard. She's done stuff with Goodreads I didn't even know you could do. So maybe look up her webinar and you might be able to take that. And that, like I said, it's free, is my understanding. And Alessandra is, she's sold a lot of books. So you would be in good hands with her. Okay. Abigail, did you self-publish your audiobook? And if so, how was the process? And were the expenses affordable? Yeah, Abigail, this is an interesting question. This is a bit of a loaded question. Is it okay? So I'll talk through the process of how I've narrated my audiobook. So as you can see, I've got a pretty expensive microphone here. It's not like crazy expensive, but this microphone costs, I think, like $400. And then obviously you've got to get the equipment that goes with the microphone. So you've got to buy a preamp, audio console, all that stuff. So, you're looking at several $100s just to get the right equipment. And then you've also got to purchase the right software. Now, some people do it with free software. I don't do that. I used a software called Reaper, and I think that costs like $60. I think it's a one-time flat fee. So that's another expense that you have to be aware of. So that's just the equipment. All right. And I think that's most of the equipment I use. There's a couple apps that I think I had to purchase as well. So, overall, it's not an inexpensive investment. And then there's the investment of your time, which honestly is way more than I ever expected. That was the most expensive part of this. So I did build an audio booth. It's, you can't see it. It's right off the camera here. I have a little closet. It's like a little Harry Potter closet in my basement that I turned into an audio booth. So I bought some really cheap acoustic foam, some poster boards, and I put those up on the wall. And then I got a little vocal booth that I bought. So, I had the right atmosphere to create an audiobook, but it just took way more time than I thought. However much time you think it's going to take, triple it, quadruple it. So that was the initial investment to get all of this equipment. Once I made that investment, I didn't have to make the investment again. Then it was just a matter of getting into the booth and recording the audio. All right. And so it's a very expensive initial investment. But after that, it's not that bad. So yeah, make sure I answered all of your question. How was the process? Yeah. So the process was fine. There's the recording process, and then there's the editing process, and the editing process is actually the worst part. The recording is not that bad, but it's the editing. So when you make a mistake, or you record the audiobook and then you're listening to it later just to check for mistakes, and you realize that you mispronounced a word, or there was your chair moved accidentally or something like that, and then you got to go back and re-record that part of the sentence. That's where it, to me, just starts getting really, really, really tedious. And you can hire somebody to help you with that, but you're going to pay a premium, and then it gets more expensive, and it kind of defeats the purpose of doing it yourself. So the method is not for the faint of heart. Personally, would I do it again? Yes, but it is not. It has to be the right book. You definitely realize the value of a narrator when you narrate your own audiobooks. Okay. Alexander, do you have any plans to make a video update on the AI art situation? Any upcoming writing advice videos? Not right now. I don't have any plans. So I'll take your question in two parts. I don't have any plans right now to do anything on AI art, mainly because I'm taking a wait and see approach on how things go. The quality of AI art has continued to increase. So a lot of the things that I've said are still true. There's really nothing new there. I think probably when I'll start talking about it a little bit more is when it becomes a lot easier to use it for book covers. Now, the second part of your question, any upcoming writing advice videos? I would like to return to making regular videos sometime in 2024. We just have to see. I just have a million things going on, and I try to prioritize everything as much as I can. Ultimately, I've got to be responsible for publishing books, so I got to get that done first, and then when I can get in a position where I'm in a little bit better spot to be regular, I'll do that. But but you'll see some videos from me every now and again for sure. I can't promise that I'll be back to regular videos, but I am planning potentially a writing course next year. I'm still kind of planning it, trying to feel it out, see if it makes sense. I'm going to be piloting some content next year just to see how people respond to it. So that is definitely something that I'll be sharing in the future. Okay, Drone Pro. I want to add hand-drawn works to my manuscript, but this is not a graphic novel. What are your thoughts on this, and would Vellum help? Yeah, so this is so there's quite a few variables here. It depends on the nature of the graphics and also how big they are. And the reason I say that is because Vellum does have the ability to add images inline images to your text. That's no problem at all. It also has the ability to do full page images. Both of those are no problem. But if you're trying to do something a little different, where I don't know, the images are central to what you're trying to do, Vellum is really not the best form for that. I would just experiment and see what it can do for you. But the hard part about images is just making sure you get everything sized correctly. And you also want to make sure that it's high res, but it's not so high res that it causes issues with the ebook. I've always found that's the biggest challenge. But can you do it? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can do it. Okay, Jonathan, another 110 words. Drone Pro, outline 5 chapters. Nice. Martha, 360 words. Good progress. The goal is to keep writing today, but Sunday is my rest and creativity. Cool. And Jonathan, goal is to finish this chapter and clean up the book so far. Basic edits. And Lou added another paragraph, plus did some other chapter work. And hey, Greblocks, awesome. Hey, happy to say that on this last Power Hour of the year, I was able to write the end just a few minutes ago. Awesome. Hey, everybody give Greblocks a round of applause here. That is fantastic work. Really good stuff. All right, and Jonathan, and this year I accomplished my goal to finish my novel and get it edited. Well, hey, everybody give a round of applause for Jonathan. It is with a proofreader now. I have a cover. Expect to release it in February. Awesome. That is really great to see. So, yep, as you guys finish your books, please let everybody know in the Power Hour so we can celebrate. Okay, Ty, 1318. Goal is to get final edits in for my other book and start planning for a book launch. Hey, I'm sensing a theme here. It's in the water. Okay, Deb asked, when is the next Power Hour? We will be live January 6th. I actually did my homework before the show here today. So January 6th, which is the first week or first Saturday in January. So fortunately, the Power Hour doesn't fall on New Year's. Last year, I think it was weird because it was like the first December was like, or the first Saturday was a little too close to like the holidays. Okay. David Briscoe got the scene in the bar finished and managed to write 1129 words down. Nice. That is a good number. Okay. Lou, as for goals, I would like to focus on my writing some more in the next year because I've been neglecting it for the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah, it's never too late. Never too late to focus. And that you actually bring up a really good point, Lou. What is everyone's goal for next year? Like, if you had one goal, just one goal, what is your goal for next year? What do you want to accomplish? And since I asked that, I'll share mine. I've got, like 24 goals. I'm looking at my strategy document here. I've got like 24 goals, but I think the most important goal for me next year is that I just need to be a little bit more proactive and better about marketing. So I'm going to pass the 100 book mark probably sometime in the first quarter, second quarter maybe. And that's all cool and it's all great, but I just really have to get better about marketing my backlist. So that's the one thing I need to do, and especially my fiction backlist. So curious to hear your guys' goals. Okay, David, hope to complete 2 more chapters by the end of the weekend. And yeah, Ty said learning Reaper took a few months for me for sure. Yeah, it's not hard to use, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's difficult to master. And Reaper is just so customizable that like everybody can use it differently. That's one of the things I like about Reaper, but it's a lot. Okay. Create a detail outline, goal, purchase Atticus, Mac laptop's expensive, write book, design art, market book. Okay, cool. Hey, it's like you got a good plan. So, and you've got good goals too. So purchasing Atticus, writing your book, getting the art designed, good stuff. Like to see my booth. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess right now. It's a Harry Potter closet. It's kind of turned into a storage closet right now. But yeah, I think I built it for like, I don't know, $50 or something like that. It was pretty straightforward. Okay. And Ty asked, where is your go-to place for covers? Definitely Mibble Art. I'll put them in the chat. Mibble Art. I've been using them a lot lately. They're pretty affordable. They do a good job. And yeah, I would recommend them. If you're on a budget, the same company has another site called Get Covers, getcovers.com, I think it is. But yeah, Mibble Art is pretty cool. They did all the covers to my Good Necromancer series and my Chicago Right Shifter series. Okay, David, I'd be interested in hearing more about your course when you have it worked out. Yeah. I mean, essentially, it's going to be on studying the works of the top 1% mega bestsellers and analyzing their work in order to learn how to become a better writer yourself. And I have basically what is a 4-hour presentation right now, but I was doing some research and some market analysis on like how long a course should be. And, a 4-hour course just isn't going to cut it. I mean, it's got to be a little bit more deeper than that, a little more substantial. So I've got some things that I'm building out from this first thing. And like I said, there's some of my speaking engagements. I'll be speaking on this and I'll be getting people's opinions on and audience feedback on whether it works or not. I think it's a pretty cool idea. There's not quite anything like it, and but yeah, that's essentially what it is. So I talk on my channel all the time about. I think everybody has an inner Dean Koontz, an inner Stephen King, inner Nora Roberts, and so how do you unlock that, and how do you actually, like, how do you read a book from the top 1%, and how do you actually take what they're doing? How do you figure out what they're doing, and then two, how do you apply that to your own writing in your own words and in your own way? So yeah, they're doing some really advanced stuff, and it's really, really cool. Okay, let's see. Okay, Greblocks, what do you think of this as a marketing strategy? I've decided to serialize my novel on Kindle Vella. I believe that you meant Vella. I'm going to start streaming it this coming Saturday, December 9th. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Greblocks. I mean, Kindle Vella is a universe all of itself. I mean, I haven't played in that pool. I know I've had some subscribers on my channel who have, and who have been really successful at it. So yeah, I think as one part of your marketing strategy, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. But then I would also be thinking about what else you're going to be doing as well. So like, what sort of, most of the hard work is the book cover and the book description. That's the hard work. If you can get that right, it just makes everything so much easier, so much easier. So once assuming you've got that done, then you can start thinking about things like advertising and, what sort of ad platforms you want to use. Different book promo sites, Crave Books would be something I would recommend you take a look at. They have lots of different marketing tools that you can use. And then also thinking about what does the funnel look like when they're done reading your book? So when they get to the end of your book, what do you want them to do? Now, there's really a couple of choices, right? I mean, you can get them to join your mailing list, you can get them to buy your next book, or you can get them to follow you on a social media and join a community or something like that. But for most people, it's getting them on your list until your next book is out there. So just some additional things for you to think about. I think Kindle Vella, I think that could be a really good strategy. Okay. Troy, I've heard you say that writer's block typically only lasts 2,000 words for you. I'm almost done with my book and feeling really wrung out. Is this normal? Have you experienced this? Yeah, I have for sure. I mean, so when you're writing your novel, it's going to last a few thousand words. Writer's block typically is, and there's all sorts of different reasons for that. I have had some novels where I have gotten to the end of the novel and I just am exhausted. Mainly because the novel was pretty complex. Is typically the reason. So I would ask Troy, what is the root cause of why you're feeling wrung out? Is it how many novels have you written? Is this was there something unique or different about this novel that led you to feel this way? And then I would ask, what is it that you can do with your next novel to avoid feeling that way? So in the past, when I have felt really wrung out after a novel, a lot of times it was because I wasn't as organized as maybe I could have been throughout the writing process. And so maybe I would catch mistakes and I would have to go back and fix things. And, the more you have to do that, the more kind of exhausting it could be. Sometimes it was also because maybe with short stories, I felt this way where, I thought the story would be something I really enjoyed. And then as I got into it, sometimes I either have lost interest or it went a different direction I didn't expect. And, so the feeling of being wrung out there's a root cause there. And I think you owe it to yourself to figure out what that root cause is. And feel free to share more if you want. Okay. Gussie, I went out and fed the cats during the last sprint. It's snowing here in southeastern Idaho. Nice. I love the snow. Okay, Jonathan, goal for 2024, finish book 2. I'm 16K in at this point. Nicely done. Okay, I'm sorry, Greblocks. I missed parts of your questions. Okay, so hopefully I didn't didn't go too far off the beaten path here on what you were asking. And I'll release my chapter. So part 1 is I'm going to release the book on Kindle Vella. Part 2 is I'll release the chapters until it's fully released on March 2nd. And then I'm going to let it sit on Kindle Vella until late May, just in time for the, I'm not sure what that acronym is, but sounds like it's a writing award competition. And then part 3 of your question is, at which point I'll move it over to Kindle Unlimited as a legit book. P.S. Anyone can read the first 3 chapters for free on Kindle Vella. Okay. So that's a long time. I mean, the time frame you just gave, that's a long time. I mean, you're serializing it over, I'm going back to your first question here. Okay, so from December 9th until March, I mean, that's basically 90 days, right? If my math is right. So December, January, February, and then, you get to March. That's basically 90 days. That is a long time. I mean, I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. I think that's a very long time. You might want to feel out the sort of the level of engagement you're getting. So, if you've got a steady number of people, and steady meaning I can't define that. I don't have any metrics on what the picture of good looks like on Kindle Vella. But if you're getting a lot of people that are reading your book, then by all means, I would probably keep going. But it can be hard with that first book to get traction. So if you're not really getting a whole lot of traction, then it might not hurt you in the middle of all this to just publish it and then get it onto Kindle Unlimited, where you can play in a bigger pool. So again, just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But okay, so once you're into Kindle Unlimited, I think that makes sense, for a first book. I wouldn't stay in Kindle Unlimited forever, though. All right, so feel it out. Use the different tools that they offer to reach readers. Definitely get some Amazon ads going to get some more firepower with your Kindle Unlimited enrollment, and just see where things lay. Right. And if you start to get some readers and you're feeling good about where you're at, then, maybe stay in Kindle Unlimited until that stops working. Right. But at some point, you want to definitely put together a plan to go wide, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Okay. So I hope something I said there was helpful. Okay. Abigail, goal is to write the first book. Got it. Okay, RG, hopefully I haven't missed out on too much. My goal for 2014 is to write the first draft in a month. Nice. That is a respectable goal. Okay. Jonathan, speaking on Get Covers, I got a fantastic cover from Get Covers. Yeah, Get Covers is good. It's the same company as Mibble Art. I think Mibble Art is a little more upmarket. I shouldn't say upmarket. That's not the right word. But they're a little more expensive, and I think they spend a little bit more time on the covers than they do on Get Covers. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is, but Mibble Art also allows you to do illustrated covers as well, whereas I don't think Get Covers offers that. Okay, Troy, following up on the question. First book, I realized I should have planned out the plot. I was writing intuitively, and now it's a bit of a mess. I need to be more organized next time. Yeah, that'll do it every time. Because what ends up happening is you start really strong, and then you realize that you made your mistakes, and then you got to go back, and then that does a wonder on your psyche, because, or in a bad way, does a wonder on your psyche, because then you're like, oh crap, I wasn't organized at all. I didn't have this, and I don't know. I hate when I'm not organized. Like, organization to me is just like, I don't know. It's like the hidden secret to the universe. You can't be prepared for everything that happens in life, but the more organized you are, it makes everything a lot easier. So, so just see what you can do next time. It's no matter how many novels I write, there's always something that goes wrong. It's just how it goes. Nothing you can do about it. Okay. Lou, you just reminded me of the project I mentioned. I had this idea for a gimmick for a novelization. Okay. I'm going to go to your next comment. We have 2 books, both telling the same story, but told from the perspective of different characters. So you get the full picture. So you have to read both books. and then maybe have a third release a year later that ties up all the loose ends and answers the questions left unanswered from the first two books. I think that's a really good idea. I've had a similar idea actually on something that I kind of wanted to do with like a duology. So, my thought on all of this is there's no such thing as a bad idea. It's all about the execution. Execution is the only thing that matters. So if you can pull it off, execute it, go for it. Okay. Snowing in southern Germany. Awesome. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't mention how I did today. So I was kind of all over the place during my power hour. So I'm in the process of publishing a book. So I have volume 14 of my Indie Author Confidential series. I've got a quarterly series that I publish, with just lessons that I've learned and kind of things that I'm doing in my writing career. And I had to order the book cover for that. So I was ordering the book cover, got that ordered. I have volume 15 of that. That's now off to my editor. So I was doing some of that. And then at the end or halfway through the second session and the third session, I'm working on editing book 6 of my Good Necromancer series. So I started writing it. I'm about halfway through. I had to step away for a couple weeks. And so now I'm back at it. And so I just feel like I'm in this weird endless loop with this novel, but I'll get there. But yeah, I did pretty good. I've got just a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get done by the end of the year. Hence, I got a million things going on. Okay. So RG, I got a few more goals for next year. Firstly, I'll finish and release my video game. Oh, cool. And then I'll throw in a debut album too, maybe before or after writing the book. I'm curious, what is your video game about? Like what genre is it? And what genre of music do you play too? Okay. Drone Pro, you don't. Oh, I think this is directed at Greblox. You don't have to depublish from Vela to do that. Yeah. So again, I'm not a Kindle Vela guy. I can't really give you any good advice on that. But Drone Pro or Greblox, maybe take a look at what Drone Pro is saying. Okay. Jocelyn, hey Jocelyn, dropped in to say give a like. Happy sprinting. Thank you. Okay. Greblox, this is very helpful. Thank you for your advice. Just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you in 24. Oh, well, hey, thanks. I'm glad you're reading Galaxy Mavericks. That fun series. It's always fun when people want to read that. And good luck with your book launch. Let us know how it goes. Okay. Drone Pro, what is a good daily word count to target? Good target is whatever you can manage. And don't let anybody tell you what your word count should be. All right. So, and also don't compare yourself to other people. So my daily word count is a good number for me, might not be a good number for some of you. Right. So, I think any number that's not 0 is a good word count number. And, it depends on your situation. I mean, if you're working full time and you got a family and, you've got other obligations and stuff, it's not realistic to say that, you could be able to hit 1 million words a year. 1 million words a year is a lot of words. I mean, you damn near have to break your fingers every day to get to that point. So, it's possible, but there are some different tools that you have to use. So, I think any number is a good number depending on your situation. What I always challenge people is figure out so just do a simple experiment. Write every day for a week, if you can, or write as many times as you would normally write in a week. So if you write 7 days a week, write 7 days a week, take the average. That is your average. That should be your goal. All right. And then once you figure out what your goal is, then what I want you to do is I want you to increase that goal by 10% and then see if you can hit it. And then I want you to increase that goal again and again and again and again until you start breaking. You basically want to drive this until, to torture the metaphor, till all the panels of the car fall off. You're going so fast that the car just breaks apart, right? And then back off like 10 to 20%. That is your equilibrium. That's where you ultimately want to be. That's your optimized writing speed. Because I always challenge people that I think you could always do more than you think you can do, but you don't know how much you can do until you push your limits and your boundaries. So that's what I would recommend. Okay. Troy, I'm realizing the value of planning and stealing plot structures. I want to be creative and have a unique plot, but there are all these unconnected threads. But going to try to fix it. Yeah, it's just a process of, everybody has their different paths. What I've done, and it sounds like you're a pantser because you write intuitively. What I do is I loop, right? So basically, I write 500 words and then I loop back to the beginning, and then I reread and kind of edit those words, and then I go and then I loop back. And then once I get to like, I don't know, every novel's kind of different, but once I get to like the 1/3 mark, I will loop back to the beginning of the novel. So I'm constantly looping, and I'm catching all those little threads as I go, so that when I get to the end of the novel, I don't have to go back and do it all at the same time, which again goes back to that organization piece, and it goes back to the feeling really wrung out. If I find that the more editing you have to do at the end, the harder it is. That's why my mantra is just fix it now. Whenever you come across a problem, just stop what you're doing and fix it now. Yes, you might have to sacrifice some words. Yes, it's going to slow you down, but you will be in such a better spot at the end of writing the novel because you don't have to worry about those little issues. Okay. RG. Oh, congrats on the new release. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just release these. It's kind of a, every quarter I do these. Okay. The game is horror, philosophical horror to be precise. A music and experimental blend of post-rock, IDM, and ambient. Philosophical horror. Now, those are two words I would have never put in a same sentence. That is interesting. Okay. Martha says, have to run. Thank you for your time today. Great session as always. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, everybody. And I hope everybody had a great session today. I certainly wish all of you and your families a happy holiday and a happy new year. Definitely be safe on New Year's Eve if you're going to be celebrating. And we'll be back in January. So January 6th is the date of the next Power Hour. All right. And so, I always like to ask in that Power Hour what your goals are for the year, that sort of thing. So definitely be thinking about that, because once you get to January, it's a little late. So be thinking about your goals for the next year, like this month, and maybe try to settle on those before Christmas. All right. So I'm not seeing any more questions. So we're just going to cut it off today, guys. It's been great. It's been a wonderful year. Thank you for amazing Power Hours this year. Like I said, I wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and we'll talk next year. All right. So take care.